guys, I'm Alani.
Hi, I'm Jalen.
And I'm Alana, and we are YLAG Young Ladies Aspiring Greatness, hoping to make a difference in our community. And we are here with two Wright State Med students. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, everyone. My name is Adaku Ume. I'm currently an MD PhD student at Wright State University.
Hi, my name is Jennifer. I am a graduating medical student at Wright State University, and I recently matched into dermatology and will be starting residency next year.
Yes!
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Today we will be talking about self-love, specifically hair and skin. And to start it off, I personally would like to ask y'all, when it comes to hair in this case, how long did it take you to get comfortable with it, and what did you do? And by comfortable, I mean like it's not cooperating with you, but you don't care. You about to wear it like this, and you embrace it, and you love it anyway, and you still walk out the door with all the plans you planned on doing. You know what I'm saying?
I would say it's definitely a process. So I haven't always worn my hair natural. But in the beginning, I feel like I was probably less comfortable because I didn't see a lot of people who had hair like mine. But eventually you just kind of realize this is just who I am, and I'm going to roll with it, you know. And some days, you know, it'll be exactly how you want it, and some days it won't. But you have patience with your hair and extend grace to your hair. And I think that helps in kind of being comfortable with how it is day to day.
Okay.
I was wondering, like, in terms of social media, what are some big misconceptions you see about hair or skin? It doesn't really matter.
Okay. Well, we were just talking about how I heard about, so I'm not on social media, but I heard some rumblings that there's a TikTok trend about aloe vera juice helping to clear skin like immediately. And I saw it and I said, well, okay, I'm going to try it because aloe vera is natural and I want to try it. So I tried it and I felt like I broke out. And it was just like, okay, so I don't know if this is necessarily true for my skin, but maybe this is true for somebody else. So I definitely think that when people see these types of things going around, they should kind of, take it with a grain of salt, or maybe understand that may work for somebody else, but that may not be the best regimen for them.
Okay, and I was wondering, when you started loving your hair, how did you take care of it, and how did you do it, and figure out the best way to style it?
Yeah, so honestly, I'm not one who does a whole lot of styling when it comes to my hair. But yeah, I think YouTube has a lot of resources as far as looking at different styles and stuff. But at the same time, when looking at different YouTube videos, you have to also be cognizant of okay, is this good for my hair? Am I putting too much tension on my hair? Am I over styling my hair? Because I think that's one aspect of kind of growing to love who you are as well. Just kind of being comfortable with your hair, even if it's not always styled. I think that sometimes we tend to over style our hair to make it more acceptable to society. And so just kind of balancing some styles with just some just healthy maintenance, I think, is also good. And it takes time. It's a process to kind of be comfortable with that. But yeah, I'm not one to do a whole lot of styling myself. I might get braids or something, but I kind of just try to condition my hair and let it be sometimes.
I agree with Jen. And I'm such an infant in this stage. So right now, the biggest thing I'm worried about is just trying to find the optimal hairstyle, my go-to hairstyle that promotes hair growth. So I wish I can get to the stage where I want to try different things, but I'm trying to find what's the one hairstyle that looks nice that my hair doesn't fall out. So,
Yeah.
I wish I could help. But seriously, I wish I could help. But YouTube literally gets the job done. Seriously.
Yeah. And styles, for my hair shrinks a lot. So if I am going to style my hair, then I'm going to do something that stretches it out just so it doesn't knot up. So you have to know your hair and kind of think about that and what styles might be best for you. Like some people might have thinner hair or more fine hair, and maybe tight styles aren't good for you. So just kind of learning your hair and then looking for styles that are most conducive to like healthy hair, I think is something that could be helpful.
And then maybe you can try, because there's trichologists, hairstylists that maybe, know people or have done people's hair that are similar to yours, and maybe they can come up with ideas if you don't find anything on YouTube or you can't think of certain things. Just ask experts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that kind of goes into your question as well. Like when you're looking at stuff online, like everything's not for everybody, and just kind of having, realistic expectations when people are like, oh, look what I did with my hair. And then you try it and you're like, wait, that didn't work out. So just kind of having realistic expectations, realizing that, we all are unique in our skin and our hair. So all styles, all products aren't going to work the same for us, and kind of working with that. And then that goes into the self-love, because it's like, that's okay, and just trying to figure out what's best for you.
So I know a couple of friends, including myself, not recently, because I've been working on it, but I got a couple of friends. So have you ever been, now or then, sunk into the trend that you, instead of embracing your hair, you end up still doing a style isn't healthy for your hair, or still doing a style that is most likely not going to work, even though you should have just embraced it? Have you ever got sucked into the trend?
Yeah, that was the story of my life, actually. Seriously, until like my late 30s. I grew up perms, weaves and relaxers. Yeah, that is a perm. But I definitely engaged in these unhealthy hair care practices because wearing my hair kinky or curly just wasn't the look. It wasn't cool. So I made desperate attempts to straighten my hair as much as possible. And the sad part was that I was never educated on the signs of my hair being in distress or my scalp being in distress. So I remember having those cornrows. This was way back in the 90s, where people had the cornrows with half all the way up to here, and I would have the red bumps, and it would hurt, and it would hurt, be painful. But of course I was told beauty is pain, so I just endured it. And again, then my hair started falling out, and I just never had access to a dermatologist or anyone to address it. So I became a victim of alopecia and things of that nature. So I definitely know what it's like to be sucked into a hair culture at the detriment of my scalp and my hair. And that's one thing I really wish I knew, was that a scalp is like a living, breathing thing. It needs oxygen, it needs to breathe, it needs all of these things, and it gives us signs that it's in trouble. It's not happy, itching. It's not happy. So in this day and age, I care about the hair, but I'm more focused on my scalp, because that's how we get this hair growth. Is if the scalp is okay, the hair will grow. Retention is something else. But I hope I just answered your question. But definitely, I engaged in practice. In the day that I stopped, I just loved my hair for what it was, and I just didn't fall victim to all these cool hairstyles and the excessive wigs too, with the glue. I just feel like my hair is just thriving, and it's just happier, and it's just really not that big of a deal. And then, pretty and cool to who? Who am I trying to look pretty and cool to, besides me? So I just really, so I definitely know what it's like to be sucked in.
Yeah.
What was like the final straw that made you decide, like, I'm gonna go natural?
So I actually went natural in college because I had a perm before college, and then I got to college and I couldn't maintain my perm. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we're going natural. So that's kind of how I started going natural. So then I started growing my hair out, but I didn't do the big chop then. And then I went through a process and was straightening my hair a lot, and then my hair got super damaged, and that was stressful for me. I was just so stressed because my hair is so tightly coiled that when it gets damaged, it's very obvious, and I have straight pieces it's just very obvious. So I was in distress. So I ended up cutting my hair off and just kind of wearing it super short. And I feel like my journey has been like really trying to maximize the health of my hair. And so, you know, there have been different like points in that journey, whether it's like, okay, I don't have time to maintain a perm in a healthy way, so let me go natural. Okay, my hair is damaged now, so let me cut it off and, you know, try again. You know, so like it just depends, you know, what is leading the journey, but the goal is always to just have the healthiest version of my hair.
Yeah. And I think for me, the decision to go natural, honestly, I was kind of forced into the situation. So I would wear the weaves, I would wear the braids, and it became a point where I was no longer wearing the weaves and the braids as a hairstyle just to switch it up. I was kind of wearing it to conceal, you know, alopecia. And it got to the point where it got so bad. And I felt like I was in jail, in prison, you know, these hairstyles. I couldn't change it because, oh my gosh, I'll be found out. So I got to a point where, of course, I got tired of looking at myself, and especially in the day and age with all the natural hair, I was just like, I still have hope, and I want to go to someone, I want to regrow my hair. So I went to a trichologist, and she pretty much told me, literally, oh my God, Rashida, you're the best. She literally said, came to me, and literally, as I'm sitting there in my distress, she looked me in my eyes and was just like, your hairstyles, your braids and weaves are no longer serving you. They're no longer serving you. So you need to change it up. And I just appreciate, because I'm such a straight shooter, I appreciated someone shooting me straight about the situation. And she told me, there's still hope. Like, you have follicles, there's hair, so you can do this. Mm-hmm. So she encouraged me to just, you know, to stay on the journey. And it's funny, I went to a conference a couple of days ago. I just returned from a conference, and I told her, hey, Rashida, I want to put in braids just for 5-7 days because, you know, I don't want to do my hair out there. She looked at me, she was like, just put your little bun up there. Like, literally, she was like, put your bun up there and just, no, you don't do the braids. And I just really appreciated that feedback, and it just kept me on the journey. Like, yes, I thank my trichologist for really just encouraging me, being the main driver.
Okay.
So how do you get into like routines on like skincare and hair care? Because I know my mom was like obsessed with like acne and all my face stuff, so she was always like switching me up from this face stuff, this face stuff. And I think the biggest problem is that I have a problem like adjusting to adding it to my I don't want to say schedule, but like my routine in the mornings and at night. So then she gets upset that I'm having a hard time doing this, but she's always like switching something up. So I have to do like this in the morning and then do this with this afterwards at night. Right. And it's like, how do you do that?
Yeah, it can be difficult. But like, I feel like you kind of make it a part of your routine, like you said. So you brush your teeth, and then you wash your face. Or you wash your face, and you brush your teeth. You know, kind of connect it to something that you already know you're going to do every morning anyway. And then that way you can say, oh, well, you know, I know that this is connected to this routine that I'm already used to doing. And, you know, just kind of make a habit that way. You can also like set a reminder in your phone, especially if you're doing something at night. You know, you can do it right before you go to bed. So you're like, okay, right before I go to bed, I'm going to wash my face. Or in the shower, you know, like just connect it to something that you're already doing. And that way it's not like you're just adding something completely new to your day. It's already connected to something else.
So I wish I had more for you on the skincare routine, because one, it was interesting. So I realized that for me, I always battled with, I never had just baby skin, you know, clear skin. I just never had that. I always had blemishes all the time. But I knew that the blemishes got worse when I was eating certain foods. Yeah. That's something that I don't really think is discussed, is the role of nutrition in the health of our skin. A lot of these processed foods, the fructose, the stuff that they add, the sugars that they add, are wreaking havoc on our skin. And I know for sure that once I stopped, or I made a conscious effort to decrease or reduce the amount of processed foods I was taking in, especially the sugar, I didn't have as many, you know, blemishes. So I definitely know nutrition plays a role. Then the other thing was, I was big on Proactive. I used to pay the $30 a month for the Proactive, the 3 little step care kit until I had got some hypopigmented spots recently. And I was using Proactive like 3 years, for 3 years thinking this is gonna be it. Then I woke up with like these light spots on my face. And I found out that it was the Proactive causing this dermatitis, like the irritation, like irritation on the skin. So right now, if you ask me, I kind of just wake up and throw some water on my face and I'm just rolling. And I realize my skin is just like, we'll take it. So do we really need all this stuff? You know what I mean? That's kind of what I question, especially with look at the market. It's just so many products. It's so much going on. It's just like, I don't know. And then what's in this stuff? Really?
Yeah.
What's in it?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely agree with you, and I think that sometimes less is more.
Yes.
And so, it could be just like some water and unscented soap. I like to use like water and unscented Dove soap, or like La Roche-Posay also has like a gentle wash as well. So like there are different products that you don't want to get a product that has like a ton of ingredients, because then it's like, I don't know what's going on here. So you definitely want to be cognizant of like what you're putting on your skin, and like Doc was alluding to, like sometimes less is more, but also like you were alluding to, like just having that consistent routine, whatever you're gonna do, just kind of being consistent with that. And realistically, like when you're trying to like decrease blemishes or like get rid of acne, that stuff takes time. And I think that's one thing that we have to kind of be aware of, even when we are trying different products. It's like most of the time that's going to take like 6 weeks for you to see like some really significant noticeable differences in your skin. So just being patient. I think the name of the game is really just being patient with yourself. And like, I feel like we're very much so like a microwave generation, and we just expect things to kind of happen immediately. But this stuff takes time, like even the self-love process, even, maintaining the health of your skin, of your hair, like all this stuff takes time, and you just really have to be patient with yourself throughout the process. So.
It's true. And who are you comparing and I'm not saying you, maybe I'll speak for myself. Comparing myself to people who wear makeup. It's just like, oh, your skin's so clear. Well, you have your face is beat. So let's compare each other. No makeup, no makeup. Then we could do that. You know what I mean? But if we really, I would guess that more people have blemishes on their faces than we realize. They care to realize.
Absolutely.
So we're talking. So the makeup, right? I'm just not comparing myself, me and my natural state, because I do not wear makeup unless I really need to. But I'm not going to compare myself natural to somebody who wears makeup. It's just, we're not doing that. We're going to compare no makeup, no makeup. And I bet you most of these celebrities, they would never let you catch them dead without makeup. So yeah, who am I comparing myself to?
My question, like, are there any certain like ingredients or products that are just automatic like no-goes in hair or skin?
Good question. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Good
So
question.
in a couple of years, I could probably answer that question a little bit better. But I know at least for hair products, like I think like water should be like the first ingredient, because if you think about it, like water's really the only thing that's going to moisturize your hair. Everything else just kind of helps to seal in the moisture. So like when you think about hair care products, like the number one product should be water. And then like you want to avoid like alcohols, I know, but like I don't know a whole lot of the products to avoid. Also fragrances for skin products. Those can be irritants. And then like I know sometimes like the exfoliants aren't really good for your skin either, because you can get like microabrasions in your skin, which can cause issues too. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I would say less is more, and just trying to make sure you get like a few key ingredients, like hyaluronic acid's a good one. I know like benzoyl peroxide can be helpful for like acne. So like there are like certain key ingredients. Like I said, I could probably answer this question a little bit better
Part
in a few years, but just trying to make sure it's not like a ton of different ingredients, a ton of different stuff like you can't even pronounce, and it's like, wait, what is this, and like trying to really minimize fragrances as well.
Yeah, I too agree with Jen. I don't know too much, but I definitely don't know about the skin stuff, but I know for the hair, because I was trying different shampoos out, and it turns out I was using the Suave, the 99-cent store shampoo and conditioner set that was just drying my hair out. I just never knew my hair was just dry. I thought that's just how it naturally is. But I recognized that so you know what shampoo, the whole point of shampoo is to remove the dirt and stuff from the strands of your hair and your scalp. One of the compounds that does that is a surfactant, or like a product called sodium lauryl. What is sulfate? It's a lauryl sulfate. But anyways, sodium lauryl sulfate. It's basically, it removes too much of the compounds from your scalp to the point where it dries the hair, removes some of the natural moisture, from what I learned. So you kind of want to be, a little basically cautious about getting products that have that sodium lauryl sulfate as one of the top 3 or 4 ingredients, as something to think about, because it's a harsh chemical, I would say, for our hair. But people of other races or ethnicities can probably use something like that. But our hair, especially with the moisture, it's kind of a fight for me to keep moisture in my hair. That's something to consider. I also noticed that certain the shampoos and conditioners that are more for people of our, background, they have a lot more oils in them. Whereas the other, like the Suave, those products didn't really have a lot of those oils and things of that nature. So I definitely, for me, I know in my shampoo, my regimen, I get things that have a lot of, coconut oil or castor oil and things of that nature. So those are just the only 2 things that I pretty much know.
Yeah, and I know we're talking a lot about ingredients, so I don't know if you all are aware, but usually the order of the ingredients lets you know about how much is in the product. So whatever's the first ingredient, that's what's the most in the product. So just kind of understanding that too, so looking for alcohols or sulfate and stuff like that, see how close it is to that first ingredient in the product, will also let you know how relatively how much might be in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Totally agree. Great questions.
Well, it's not a question, but I noticed with skin wise, I have eczema, and lately the best thing that's worked for me was making my own scrub. I learned about microbeads, and I'm not gonna lie, in science it kind of scared me. So I went home, emptied my sugar scrub, and used natural stuff like sugar and honey, and I made my own. I have not seen any eczema on my body for a while. I am so proud. I didn't think, it goes back to the whole YouTube thing. I didn't think what I seen to put together and make my own natural scrub would work, but it really did. And it's been leaving me we all get ashy, but it's been leaving me kind of shiny. I'm not gonna lie. I've been looking really good lately.
Yes.
And it's working for me, and I'm very happy about that. Very, very happy about that.
Good.
Go ahead. No, seriously, because I have eczema and I rely on my steroids. I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean, Gold Bond is good too, but as far as after a shower, I noticed that just lotion doesn't really help for me. So you need that extra little push for my skin.
I love it. Okay, so when you starting the line? Okay. Okay.
I can't even lie. You know what? It has crossed my mind.
Yes.
So I'll let you know for sure.
Yes, let me know. I'll try it out on you. Seriously, I'll try it out for you.
Okay, so how do you usually react with very dry skin? Kind of, I have a problem with dry skin sometimes, especially around my nose, my eyes and cheeks. So is that just a different experience with each person type of thing, or is it usually a cause behind it?
Yeah, so that's a great question, and everybody's different. So people tend to have different types of skin. So you can have oily skin, you can kind of have a mix of oily and dry skin, and then you can have dry skin. it's kind of a spectrum. So like really just kind of figuring out what your natural state is. Like, does your skin tend to get more oily, or does it tend to be more dry just by itself? And then you can kind of look at some of the products you're using. Like, do you notice your skin is drier when you're using like certain products, like certain washes and stuff like that? And I know like a big product that dermatologists use are retinoids, and those are like known to like dry your skin out. And that's just kind of an expected reaction to that particular product. And so with that, you know, that there's the cause there a lot of times. But if you have dry skin and you use the product, then it's kind of a double whammy. So just really trying to find a moisturizer that works for your skin, doesn't make it too oily, but also gives you that moisture that you're looking for. And those are common places to get dry skin as well. And we're in Ohio, and it's cold, you know, so that also contributes to dry skin, even if you aren't a person who usually just has dry skin at baseline. So there are a lot of different factors that can play into that, but really trying to get moisturizers that won't cause acne. Like they specifically say like non-comedone. So looking for products that say that won't cause acne and clog your pores can be helpful in trying to maintain your moisture.
Look at you. Ready to go in the clinic today.
I don't know about that.
Ready. I have nothing to add to that. Okay.
I really enjoyed talking to you guys. Like, y'all honestly really made my day. Y'all answered my questions, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to walk out of here feeling like I know it all. Like, now y'all about to, my face finna be shiny, just as shiny as that scrub makes me. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and we appreciate it. And that's all we got for y'all today. So we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.